Hello everybody and welcome back to another exercise demonstration video. Today I've got more of a compilation style video of a few of my favorite go-to shoulder blade exercises or slash warm-ups. These are great for prepping the upper back, the muscles on the inside of the shoulder blade for any work overhead, anything that's going to be heavily shoulder intensive, even down to something as simple as shoveling or raking for yard work, all the way up to Olympic weightlifting. So I'm going to show a couple with me laying on my belly, so in the prone position, and then I'm going to show of some versions of the scapular push-up, which I have another video on covering more in depth. I'm just going to go through the variations, and then one in a seated position for the shoulder blades. So I'm not going to do too much of explaining each of them. I'm just going to kind of show you the routine, give some general recommendations on some sets and repetitions, and then you can roll with it, plug and play, whichever ones you like, don't like. I'll do some of these or all of these, maybe some more. Outside of these that I'm showing here, which are pretty easy to do with very little equipment or no equipment. Also, if you've got access to something like a crossover symmetry system, which we've got some out in the gym here in CrossFit Greenbrier, or something comparable to that resistance band wise, you can do plenty of stuff with something mounted out in front of you band wise where you're pulling or rowing, something like that. But as far as little to no equipment, here are some great ones. So starting off first on my belly, I'm going to show the prone 30 and then snow angel exercise. I've got these red 1 pound change plates just so you can have a visual of what's going on. You can obviously do these with no weight, or you could do them with a heavier weight, up to 5, 10, 15 pounds would be very impressive. But I'm on my belly. That's the first move. It's the second move. And there's the third move of the prone 30. And then the snow angel is the same motions, but just done all together. All right, well, there's two to work the upper back musculature, lower trap, rhomboids, a little bit of rotator cuff involvement there to prep those. Next, let me go ahead and show the seated one, and then I'll show the scapular push-up and low bear variations. This one I give to patients all the time. Super effective, super easy to do. Very easy to do at home or at the office in an office chair. All you need is a surface where you can put your hands on and then slide off the edge of it. So this is the shoulder blade dip or the scapular dip. And you're going to have your hands by your side. You're going to let your hips just kind of fall off the side of it there to where you look like you're sitting in a chair, but your arms are holding you up. You're going to keep the elbows locked out, and you're going to let yourself go into a shrug as much as you can go, controlled. And then you're going to push yourself back up to the top, especially that last little 1 inch, squeezing like someone trying to lift your head to the ceiling, and then back down. Paying special attention that you don't let the elbows bend with you. We're not trying to do an actual dip, keeping that there. Just letting the shoulder blades go through that shrug and anti-shrug type of motion. Okay, lastly, the low bear variation slash scapular push-up. So we've done this before as far as the scapular push-up. I'm here, shoulder blades are relaxed away from the ears. And I'm going through what's called a retraction, where the shoulder blades kind of pinch together in the back, and then protraction, where I push the floor away of the shoulder blade movement. So this helps the shoulder blade scapular rhythm as it rotates to help your shoulder go over your head, as well as building strength in the serratus anterior muscle, which helps to keep your shoulder blade sitting flush onto your rib cage. So that is the full push-up version. You can do it on your knees here to make it easier. Same exact motion, keeping the elbows locked out and just pushing the floor away and letting the shoulder blades controlled come together. Now the low barrier variation we can add into this is if I'm here, I push the floor away, I've got my head up in a good neutral position, shoulder blades are relaxed away from the ears, and I can take the knees and hover off the ground, and that kind of shifts my body weight to where I've got a little more weight into the hands. That's going to put a little more demand on my shoulder blades to have to stay flush. So as long as I keep that intention of pushing the ground away, pushing my rib cage up into my shoulder blades, you're going to have good activity of the shoulder blade musculature, especially serratus anterior. Now, if I take this position and I move the hips up toward the ceiling, and I end up here, now we're in more of a full bear position, and that requires the shoulder blade to have to rotate a little bit to let the arms get over your head. Well, now we're incorporating some stability of the shoulder blades with a little bit of rhythmic rotation of them outwards to get the arm overhead. So very good way to train into a flexed shoulder position if that's pinching, impinged, or just kind of painful to do. But going through sets and reps, prone 30, 3 sets 15, snow angels, same thing, 3 sets 15, shoulder blade dips, same thing, 3 sets of 15, or even 3 sets of 20 to 30. That one's pretty high volume. And then the shoulder blade or scapular push-ups, 3 sets 15 up to 3 sets of 20 to 30. And then the low barrier variation, you can go up to 2 sets of 10 to 15, nice and controlled, slow in and out of that base kind of tabletop position up into where the hips are in the air, full bear position. So those are some kind of a conglomerate of some options for some shoulder blade warm-up, stability work, kind of low-level, entry-level rehab work for shoulders that I prescribe a lot often, and they just work really well. They're super effective. They work the right musculature for most people that spend their days kind of hunched over doing stuff here. So give that a try, and thank you for watching.